Aloha, and welcome to the 37th Annual Honolulu Marathon. Good morning. It's 4:30 a.m. on Sunday, December 13th, 2009, and we are here on Ala Moana Boulevard for the start of the 37th Honolulu Marathon. Once again, the marathon has assembled a competitive field that promises an exciting race. On the men's side, we have defending Honolulu champion Patrick Avuti, the 31-year-old from Kenya. Avuti came to prominence after a thrilling sprint-to-the-finish victory at the 2007 Chicago Marathon. Most recently, Avuti won the 2009 Prague Marathon with a scorching 2:07:48 finish. Running his record 16th consecutive Honolulu Marathon, Jimmy Mwindi, the 36-year-old from Kenya, a six-time champion and the course record holder. Mwindi is hoping to regain the title, but with the younger generation moving up, this could be his final opportunity in Honolulu. On the women's side, we also have the returning champion, Kyoko Shimahara, the 32-year-old from Japan. Shimahara was in peak form when she won the 2009 Hokkaido Marathon in August, setting a personal best of 2:25:10. The marathon is pleased to welcome back Svetlana Zakharova, the 39-year-old veteran from Russia. After winning Honolulu for the second time in 2002, Zakharova went on to dominate women's marathoning in 2003, winning the prestigious Boston and Chicago marathons in the same year. In addition to the elite field, Honolulu has once again attracted more than 23,400 total entrants to today's marathon. The Honolulu Marathon is the only major marathon that begins before sunrise, keeping runners as cool as possible throughout most of the race. With less than 5 minutes to the start, the professionals entered the street to warm up. Patrick Avuti, wearing number 1, discusses strategy with the pace setter, Samuel Mwangi, number 8. It will be Mwangi's job to keep the leaders at record velocity through the halfway point. And here's Kyoko Shimahara, wearing bib F1. As the defending women's champion, Shimahara must battle Svetlana Zakharova, F2, who has her sights set on a third Honolulu title. Although the professionals exchange greetings, the camaraderie of the Kenyans is especially noticeable. As the clock ticks down to 5 a.m., everyone looks ready to go. The 2009 Honolulu Marathon is officially underway. Fireworks burst in the sky as the field surges along both sides of Ala Moana Boulevard. No marathon in the world kicks off in such grand fashion. As the men's leaders pull away from the masses, Mwangi goes to work in front. Quickly approaching the downtown area, this all-Kenyan field is ready to do battle for pride and for a $40,000 first-place prize. A short distance back, Yuko Manabe, F7 of Japan, is setting a brisk pace for Kyoko Shimahara and Kiori Yoshida. The Japanese companions are followed closely by the challengers Svetlana Zakharova of Russia and Pamela Chipchumba, F6 of Kenya. Surprisingly, no Kenyan woman has ever won this race. Ahead with the men, Jimmy Mwindi is on the outside wearing the green and white top. Mwindi is a perennial competitor here, but Avuti is undoubtedly the odds-on favorite today. Returning to the women, Manabe, Shimahara, and Yoshida push the tempo along the waterfront. Ahead on King Street, the men pass through the financial district. Here, Avuti presses ahead, running in front of the pace setter. On Kapiolani Boulevard, the men spread out across the full width of the street. A short distance behind, the women pass City Hall with no change in position. Over at the starting line, masses continue streaming onto the course. The marathon will take them 26.2 miles over the thoroughfares of Oahu, finishing at Kapiolani Park later today. 20,609 will officially start the race. With a field this large, it can take nearly 15 minutes for everyone to cross the starting line. The swiftest amateurs are now making their way through downtown. At Tamarind Park, holiday decorations provide some welcome light on these otherwise darkened streets. Catching up with the pros, the men have just turned onto Ala Moana Boulevard, heading toward Waikiki. Crossing the Alawai Canal, 8 Kenyans are in the hunt. It's not difficult to imagine these guys tracking game across the central highlands of Kenya. Like no other people today, running is deeply rooted in the Kenyan heritage. Mwangi has not fulfilled his role as pace setter, leaving Avuti to set the tempo. Rejoining the ladies near Ala Moana Center, Shimahara has a slight lead over Yoshida and Zakharova, with Chepchumba lagging behind in 4th place. This group of male amateurs has assumed the role of pacers for the professional women, and Shimahara appears ready to follow their lead. These men can typically keep pace through the first half of the race, but then, one by one, tend to fade away. Downtown, thousands of runners fill King Street from curb to curb. Passing this water station, most choose to hydrate for the miles to come. At City Hall, runners are greeted by the colorful Honolulu City Lights display. Most of these participants are first-time marathoners, whose goal is simply to finish, some taking over 10 hours to complete their journey. Now miles ahead of the field, the men's leaders rush through Waikiki. Patrick Avuti and Gilbert Chipkwani, number 10, lead the way along Kalakaua Avenue. Passing the Honolulu Zoo, the pack swings onto Montserrat Avenue, approaching 10 kilometers. Here, the men have unexpectedly run up on some wheelchair racers, forcing the pack to break stride as they cross the timing mats. 10K in 30 minutes and 4 seconds. That was a 4:37 6th mile. That's 2:07 marathon pace. Now the women are entering Waikiki back near Fort DeRuzi, and they are much more conservative than their male counterparts. Shimahara is still leading, with Sakarava, Yoshida, and Chepchumba giving chase. On Kalakaua Avenue, this female quartet is in fine form. Back near Ala Moana Center, the masses continue their journey through the streets of Honolulu. On the Alawai Canal Bridge, everyone seems to have fresh legs. The fantastic weather is making for a comfortable race, a welcome relief from the last 2 years' rains. Up with the men, Patrick Avuti is charging ahead, a man on a mission it would seem. It appears the champion is throwing down an early challenge approaching the steep hills on the backside of Diamond Head. As the pack begins this punishing mile-long climb, Jimmy Mawundi is already falling behind, perhaps betting that this crazy fast early pace is not worth following. At the crest of the hill, Avuti and Chepkwani forge ahead, with William Chaban, number 7, fighting to keep up. Back along Waikiki Beach, Zakharova keeps the pressure on Shimahara, while Yoshida and Chepchumba remain close behind. The women reach 10K at 34:53. That's a 5:37 average per mile, about 2:27 marathon pace. After turning on Paki Street, the women head into the darkness around Kapiolani Park. On Diamond Head Road, Shimahara continues to lead with the determined Zakharova hot on her heels. Ahead with the men, Jimmy Mawundi has suddenly reappeared from the shadows to join the leaders. He had all but dropped from contention back on Diamond Head. And now Nicholas Chalimo, number 3, also rejoins the leaders, followed by William Chaban, number 7. The pace must have dialed back just a little. Here the group is running on Kilauea Avenue near the Kahala Mall. After passing under the H1 viaduct, the men emerge on Kalani Aneole Highway. Approaching 12 miles, it's Avudi, Chalimo, Mawundi, and Chaban. Now let's go back to the women, running on 18th Avenue. Like the men's race, only 4 females remain in contention. Japan, Russia, or Kenya. At this point, it's impossible to predict who will carry their country's flag to victory. At the half marathon, the men record a blistering 1:04.21 split. They're averaging under 4:55 per mile. That's a sub-2:09 pace. With these ideal running conditions, the course record will either be shattered or there'll be carnage in the second half based on what we've seen so far. Returning to the women, Shimahara is kicking it hard on the Kalani Aneole Highway, while Zakharova and Chepchumba jockey for second place. Up with the men, Avudi is accelerating again. Mawundi is fading. This could be the end for the longtime champion. Avudi and Chalimo speed ahead, and just like that, the race is down to 2 before 15 miles. After turning on Hawaii Kai Drive, Avudi shifts into a higher gear, leaving Chalimo quickly in his wake. Patrick Avudi has dominated this race from the start. He looks well on his way to an easy victory. Returning to the half marathon, women's leaders have recorded a 1:14.44 split, well off course record pace, but with running left in their legs. Yoshida has dropped back and is no longer running with the leaders. Back in Waikiki, much of the field is approaching 10 kilometers. Patrick Avudi is in complete control of this race. The only remaining question, will he break the course record? The weather conditions are certainly ripe for a new best ever finish, but without any direct challenger and the energy already consumed by the dramatic early pacing, Avudi may have difficulty maintaining these record splits. But at 16 miles, Avudi is still ripping up the road. He's averaging 4:55 per mile on a course where no man has ever broken 5-minute pace. Checking in with the women, Zakharova pounds the pavement in pursuit of Shimahara. Farther ahead, the group turns on Hawaii Kai Drive. Zakharova grabs a drink and presses ahead. Now Shimahara picks up the tempo, but Zakharova answers quickly and the race is on. With the women's contest heating up, let's go back to Diamond Head, where thousands of runners enjoy a crescent moon and the faintest glow of daybreak over the wide, dark Pacific Ocean. Honolulu is indeed paradise, and everyone appears to be having a great run so far. Ahead on Keauhole Street, Avudi is moving with smooth, even strides. He looks very relaxed, comfortable, still confident. And now turning inbound on the highway, Avudi looks every bit the champion. As mentioned in the pre-race, Patrick rose to prominence after he outdueled Moroccan world champion Jawad Garib to win the closest ever Chicago Marathon in 2007. Patrick added another jewel to his crown when he won the 2009 Prague Marathon last May, setting a new course record in the Czech capital. He also ran as a pacer for Olympic champion Sammy Wanjiru's course record in Chicago last October. And if he can maintain this sizzling pace, he'll easily set his own new course record here in Honolulu. At 30 kilometers, he's just run a strong 4:54 mile. Back with the women's leaders. Chepchumba is now falling behind as Shimahara and Zakharova maintain their 1 and 2 positions. On Keahole Street, Chepchumba struggles to keep up. And with dawn on the horizon, Zakharova continues to chase Shimahara around the Hawaii Kai Loop. Ahead on the highway, Patrick Avudi encounters the field running in the opposite direction. Marathons are unique because amateur and recreational athletes get to participate in the same event with professionals. And Honolulu is unique among marathons as the course provides multiple opportunities for the average runner to see the top professionals in action. The women's leaders are now running inbound on the highway as well. Shimahara continues to lead Zakharova by a single stride, with Chepchumba trailing behind. Their last mile was a 5:40. And now, approaching 30 kilometers, Zakharova has just leapt ahead of Shimahara to take the lead for the first time. Shimahara is not answering the call, and Zakharova pulls away. This could be it. Zakharova is really pouring it on. Meanwhile, Patrick Avudi is all but certain to win his second consecutive Honolulu title. But his pace is slowed, and the course record could be slipping away, a consequence of his torrid early tempo. After turning on Kealaʻolu Avenue at 22 miles, he's just run a wrenching 5:24 mile. Back with the women's leaders, Zakharova is throwing it down, leaving Shimahara in the dust. Svetlana Zakharova, the 39-year-old Russian Olympian, is again poised for victory in Honolulu in her first visit back to the islands since her second win in 2002. Svetlana won her first Honolulu Marathon back in 1997. And after her second title 5 years later, she went on to win impressive victories in Boston and Chicago. Now running up Kahala Avenue, Patrick Avudi has slowed down considerably. With no challenger in sight, he's got to dig down deep to maintain this effort as he slogs on toward Diamond Head and the finish line beyond. Both the men's and women's champion will receive $40,000 for their win. Potential bonuses raise the rewards even higher, but to collect on those, the champions must break the course records. And at this point, the men's record is safe, as Avudi is now on pace for a 2:12+ finish. At Triangle Park, Avudi begins the brutal inbound climb up Diamond Head Road. Fortunately, he's being greeted by the masses of runners still on the outbound side of the course. Everybody cheers with delight as the champion streaks by. At the top, Avudi is cruising to victory. Near the end of Diamond Head Road, he has less than 1 mile to go. After swinging into Kapiolani Park, Avudi can now see the finish line. The 31-year-old from Nairobi, Kenya will repeat in Honolulu. Patrick Avudi is the 2009 Honolulu Marathon champion. He breaks the tape in 2 hours, 12 minutes, and 14 seconds. And now, nearly a full minute behind, Nicholas Chelimo of Kenya finishes second. And finally, here's William Chaban, also of Kenya, coming home in third. With the men's race in the books, let's go quickly to Triangle Park, where Svetlana Zakharova is charging up Diamond Head Road to the delight of runners in the outbound lane. At the top of Diamond Head, Zakharova is working hard, demonstrating that gritty determination we've come to expect from the Russian marathoners. She is one tough competitor. At 40 kilometers, Zakharova shows no signs of slowing down. Winding down toward Kapiolani Park, Zakharova is confident of victory. After turning on Kalakaua Avenue, she can see the finish line ahead. Svetlana Zakharova will win the 2009 Honolulu Marathon. She breaks the tape in 2 hours, 28 minutes, and 34 seconds. And now, more than 1 full minute behind, the defending champion, Kyoko Shimahara of Japan, finishes second. And finally from Kenya, here's Pamela Chipchumba coming home in third. Although the champions and top professionals have finished, thousands of runners still have many miles to go. So let's return to the course and check on the field. Out on the highway, most runners are already inbound, while the slower joggers are still heading out toward Hawaii Ka. What a beautiful day this is shaping up to be, unlike last year and the year before, when torrential downpours soaked runners throughout the course. Out at the half marathon, most runners are beginning to slow down. While more experienced competitors typically run faster in the second half of the race, the first-timers usually alternate walking and jogging from here to the finish. Farther out in Hawaii Ka, the course circles placid lagoons for 2.5 miles. This tranquil valley is nestled between Koko Crater and the Ko'olau Mountains. Leaving Hawaii Ka, the course heads back toward the city on the highway. On Kealaʻolu Avenue, runners are treated to a cooling spray from the local residents. Kahala Avenue is mostly quiet as the field passes multi-million-dollar estates. At 24 miles, runners reach Triangle Park and begin their second ascent of Diamond Head. At the top, lookouts provide scenic views of the wide Pacific, while surfers play in the gentle waves below. Near 25 miles, the course passes the landmark Diamond Head Lighthouse. Farther down the hill, runners enter the final mile, passing the Gold Coast of Waikiki. At the east end of Kapiolani Park, the course veers left and enters Kalakaua Avenue. Here, thirsty runners can grab one last drink before the home stretch. Kapiolani Fountain welcomes runners to the park, and here the finish line finally comes into view. With just 385 yards to go, most runners feel an extra burst of energy. Arms raised in triumph, runners smile as they stride across the finish line. Congratulations! You have finished the 2009 Honolulu Marathon. Running 26.2 miles is a great achievement, and one for which every finisher can be rightfully proud. Beyond the finish line, each finisher receives a seashell necklace for their finisher medal. Then they relax and cool down with a refreshing shower. It's a beautiful day here on the grounds of Kapiolani Park, a 300-acre recreation area at the foot of Diamond Head on the edge of Waikiki. Every finisher receives an official finisher t-shirt and commemorative medal. Finishers gather around the leaderboards, looking for their name in the record books. 20,323 will eventually finish today's race, making the Honolulu Marathon the largest sporting event in Hawaii once again. Year after year, the marathon pumps more than $100 million into the local economy. And the nonprofit, volunteer-driven Honolulu Marathon does it all without any assistance from the government or taxpayers. Like no other, Honolulu is indeed the people's marathon. Although Patrick Avudi and Svetlana Zakharova are the official champions, every finisher is a winner in Honolulu. Aloha.